Okay, more trimming has been done, and I've tried to take the winkles out. I also ironed certain parts of it to try and get some of the creases out. I do have a steamer. Sorry, my wife has a steamer that I can use, so that's what I will be using once the headlining is in. Also, what else did I do? Oh yes, let me show you. Yes, these holes, the rods that go in there, or the clips, whatever you want to call it, are extremely tight. So I've eased them out a little bit so that the clips go in a little bit easier. I suggest you do the same thing. Must admit, I've still not decided about which way in these bloody clips go. Here they are. Does it go in that way, or does it go in that way? I think they go in that way, so it goes through the hole, and then it can pivot up. Because if it went in that way, whilst it is pointing up, the movement is limited. I got to play with this and find out. Now that clip conundrum, and it really is a conundrum, because one way seems great and the other way not so, but would still work. It's hard to tell. However, I think I'm probably going to have to trim these back some more. I mean, yes, I've got a big chunk of metal sticking out this end, but the other end not so much. So I may have to take these back a little more, which is not a big deal. If I do, then I got to go through the re-gluing process to stop it from spreading. You know, the fraying, stop it from fraying. Here's an idea for you all. This is something I saw on Retro Power, the upholstery guy, Richard. And he was saying this is a good way, when you have old, worn-out springs, to give them some extra firmness. Now, he cut his in circles to fit in the springs, and, you know, I haven't. I've just cut them into squares. And I must admit, it has made a difference. You can see how that squishes down, whereas here it just doesn't squish down so easily. So I'm going to fill all of these with sponge before I put the seats together. I know I've gone off on a tangent here, but why did I do this now, even though I'm not ready to do the seats? Because as I've got a mind like a sieve, when I come to do the seats, I'll forget until it's too late. So I'll put this in there now, and that'll remind me as soon as I start putting the seats together, oh yes, I've got to fill up all these holes with sponge. And that will make the seat nice and firm. Well, thank you, Richard from Retro Power. Good idea. Yeah, you're a flash bugger. You made yours round. Don't matter. It don't matter. I figure with square it's better because it'll bite on the edge more. Okay, maybe that's wrong, but hey, it's what I believe, so there you go. Okay, great. It's kind of like a medium density sponge. Nothing too strong, because you don't want that. You want it to be able to move, but you just, a bit more resistance in it. Great job. Yeah, I know. I dart all over the place doing shit, don't I? Okay, I cut these out of some Baltic ply, and thanks to my friend Joe Matney, a nicer guy you couldn't wish to meet, but don't tell him I said that. He came over and said, "Hey Gary, I've got this lovely skill saw you can use, and it's got loads of new blades in it, and it's absolutely perfect. Did exactly what I wanted. Took me about 20 minutes to do this. This is the original. These are the copies, and I still may have to cut them off a little bit. I don't know. I've got to do test fits. That is, of course, assuming I don't already have these in the upholstery kit. And I won't know that until I get my finger out my ass and go through the kit and see if they're there or not. Because I did discover that the rear parcel shelf is there. So if anybody wants one made out of Baltic ply, I have a spare. which I made. It does have writing on it, which I wrote, but, you know, why would you care? You're going to cover it up anyway. And also the B-post trim panels. They're already done, so great stuff. I've now still got to figure out the Furflex versus roof headlining, which goes first. I don't think it really matters, in all honesty, but we'll see. Okay, here is the adhesive recommended by one of my subscribers. Name will appear below. Now all I've got to do is go down to my local Harbour Freight or Ace Hardware and buy about a dozen cheap-ass brushes so that I can use them and just throw them away. I would use the sponge ones, but they just tend to break up with this kind of adhesive. Right, here we go again. I hope this isn't going to turn into another transmission tunnel saga. Oh, pardon me, hiccups. This time it seems to be going in easier now that I haven't got it all scrunched up. Those first two rails went in easy. It was me and my invisible friend, and it seems to be okay. I haven't got the clips in here because they kept falling out, in all honesty. So I've bent them a little bit so they don't fall out so easy. But I figured, what the hell, I'll put them in as I put each rail in. That's my next thing to do. Let me get on with it. Well, here we are. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4. Haven't got a fucking clue. Gosh. This is real fun. One of the issues I'm having is making the rods stay where they should stay. They don't seem to want to play the game. Yeah, I know. Bit of a bitch, that. However, it is sort of in. Will I have to take it out again? I sincerely hope not, but I'm not putting money on it. Now, I can see over there. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom. See, there's a gap there, which means, of course, I've got to pull the headlining over to that side, which is fine. I have no problem with that because it's all bunched up. But it doesn't slide easy on these rods. Now, one of my other subscribers suggested covering these in heat shrink. That's a very good idea. Trouble is, I hate doing things twice. We'll see. I'm going to try working at this and see if I can get it a little better. I do have a steamer that I can use on it, which is definitely going to help. That's my wife's steamer. She bought it, and I'm going to use it. The problem is, it's like this here. You see this rod here. It should really go further back, but it doesn't want to now. That may be the material is making it do that. I don't know. I have never done one of these before. So I reluctantly, no, not reluctantly, that's a lie. I am willing to accept any knowledge of people that have done this before and say, oh, Gary, what you really need to do is start again or employ someone. I mean, I've got material here, and there's lots of material gathered here, which can go in that direction, and I'm sure that will cure that problem. But also going back. One thing, if you have done this before, is it better to attach the front and then work backwards? And by that I mean with the material itself. I mean, obviously I've got it in, but is it better to do that, or is it better to start at the back and work it forward? I got a feeling front to back is the best way. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of all of this here, and these hoops are not staying where I think they should. I mean, it seems to be at an angle, particularly this hoop here. I think it should be more upright because it's not touching the ceiling. The roof. And that's one other thing. One of the other ones, not this one, one of the other ones, when I touched it, it rattled. And I thought, oh crap, I don't want that. But maybe when the material is all taut, and I'm going to teach it, it won't be so bad. I don't know. But anyway, there it is, guys, girls, boys. I don't deal with the other things. Yeah. Gosh, that looks awful, doesn't it, like that? Yeah. And again, so do I. Yeah, it's got a long way to go, but I'm getting there. Oh, boy, am I getting there. So this is nice for me to take a step away from fabrication. I do have to do fabrication, and I will show you it. Fabrication I've got to do is there. I'm going to try and see if I can make up a piece of wood and fit a radio in above the AC unit there. If not, I will put the heater flap controls there. If that doesn't work, I'm going to cry. No, I'll figure something out. Either the heater controls are going to go there. Unfortunately, they'll be sideways then, which is not something I really wanted. Or I'll put them back down where they should be, which is below the AC unit in a modified transmission tunnel cover, which I haven't yet made. Yeah, all sorts of shit to do before this baby is on the road. Months and months and months. So let's spend some time getting the headlining sorted out, get that done. Then maybe I'll do the Furflex. I'm not sure yet because I'm still not sure whether it's Furflex first or headlining first. Whichever it is, I'll figure it out. Of course, it may mean I've got to take all these clips off that I've got just really tentatively holding the roof in position. Or not the roof, the headlining in position. But that's just me experimenting. Everything's dry fit. Maybe I'll mess with this bottom piece and get that done, just so I can progress on something. Yeah. I know that one guy that I watched, again, I think it was Richard of Retro Power, he used his Clicus up here. He said because he can put more tension on it. I guess because he can get it really tight. That may be a route I'll have to take. Maybe these clips won't be good enough. The good old Staples Bulldog clips or binder clips or whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong button. That's the one I meant you to look at. You see, that's not too bad there. But again, the rod is not quite, to my mind, where it should be. Same with this front one. And of course, half of the trouble is that the rod doesn't want to lock into position. I've got to try and figure out how to do that. You see here at the moment, it's that rod should be further up in that direction. It doesn't want to. So I think I'm going to be spending a lot of time in here trying to figure out how to get the rods to where I want them to be and how to make them stay where I want them to be, which may not be as easy as I think. Yeah. All right. Just thought I'd give you this update. What is it now? Friday? May not do much tomorrow. Maybe some on Sunday. Who knows? We'll see. We'll do what we can. I do need to scrunch stuff about and experiment. And as I said, anybody out there that's done this before and knows some tips and tricks, tints and hips, let me know. Now get out in my garage and go do some shit.